one ruin of a house, we came upon an old Negro who lived there alone, along with the rats. He didn't seem to know that we were there. 1,000 miles west. Here, spread over 40,000 square miles of our Great Plains, is probably the most spectacular, the most sudden, incredible erosion this country ever had. Millions of tons of topsoil blown away. 300 million tons in a single storm. Farm after farm blown into the sky, and more farms, more hundreds of thousands of tons washed into our great rivers, washed us here into the 1,500-mile-long Arkansas. Boats steamed up and down this river 70 years ago. You can almost walk across it now. But the most sinister erosion, because it cannot be seen, is sheet erosion, a gradual wasting, grain by grain, of nearly half of all our cultivated land. Wasted rivers. Nowhere in the world has the drama of soil destruction been played so swiftly and on so great a stage. Came to a town that cotton farmers founded not so many years ago. Goforth, they called it. Goforth, Texas. It died with the soil. It died of the sort of farming that kills the soil. At the edge of the town, we came upon a scene that is part and parcel of eroded land. Migrants, landless, homeless people. They had fire, but no food. Once a soil begins to go, it is hard to stop. In 300 years, we conquered a continent and became the richest nation in the world. A soil we squandered at such a rate that in less than a century, if we go on as we have in the past, the days of this nation's strength will be numbered. My land cry out against me, or that the furrows thereof likewise complain, let thistles grow instead of wheat, and cockle instead of barley. Job said this more than 2,000 years ago. A family of 8 lives in this box of a trailer. Some of them were born in it, born on the road. Arizona. 49ers who passed through this country couldn't see how even a coyote could live in it. No water. But engineers came in not so long ago. We'll get more gold out of this country, they said, than the 49ers ever dreamed of. They went into the mountains, built dams, and impounded it. Great reservoirs of water. Water and sun that never fail. 4 crops a year. Fruit, a box full for the price of a dozen. On they come from almost every state. 100 men for every job. They come to fields like these, so rich, such is the magic of irrigation, that there is no end to the bounty they produce. But they go to the lettuce fields, and what do they find? Filipinos and Mexicans do the work. For the work is hard, and Filipinos and Mexicans are strong and can do it better. In the sheds, they might find a job there, packing. But whether it's in the sheds or in the fields, it's like a machine, an endless belt. This is Iowa. Nowhere is there better land. Good cattle, well fed. Good homes. Good farms. But even here in this rich state, there is trouble. For years, farmers have been struggling with prices too low to pay for the things they have to buy. It's been hard for them to make both ends meet, to clothe and educate the children, to pay taxes, to meet the note at the bank. The open strength. We have the hidden strength, not only for today and for tomorrow, but for the centuries of the nation. A change has come over the land in the last few years. Farmers are turning to a new way of working it, a new pattern, new furrow lines, new terrace lines, to hold the rain where it falls, to prevent it from forming into torrents. It is a pattern that will always hold the soil, no matter what the slash of wind.